So I've always had a passion for health and wellness. And since I became vegetarian when I was 14, and for the first time in my life, realized what I was putting in my body and started researching and finding out about all the chemicals in our food system. And that led me into a lot of passion for the farming system. And I became a farmer and was really passionate about learning about the earth. But I realized it was a lot of long hours and not a lot of money. And so I followed my other passion of health and wellness for humans and massage and craniosacral therapy and acupuncture and Chinese medicine. So I went into, studied for thousands of dollars and thousands of hours to be able to help people to heal and to thrive. And when I had my daughter, which was 4 years ago, all of a sudden I realized, wow, this is really hard to work dollar per hour one-on-one and be home with my daughter. And how do I do this without, I was depleted. That's what led me to Purium. I was completely drained. And I had seen a friend of mine transform her health, and she had been sharing with me. And for a year I knew about it and was like, no, I don't do that kind of thing. And then with everything that I knew about health and wellness, nothing was changing. I was just depleted. And so I said, okay, I'm ready to try whatever this thing is. And within 2 weeks, I had full physical energy, mental clarity, emotional stability, more capacity for my daughter, for my husband. I was just like, oh, okay, wow, I've been in a daze, from waking up every 2 hours for a year. And it's like sleep depletion is real. And what I realized through that was like, wow, I'm just depleted. And I didn't even realize how depleted I was. And so from that place, I also realized that it was answering my prayer for a way that I could be home, have more impact for more people, go beyond the dollar per hour economy, and make money, when I'm not even working, because that was part of what was challenging, was wanting to be present with her and figure out how to show up for my patients and my clients. And so, and then it wove back in all of my passion for organic agriculture and for really recognizing how deeply connected we are to the earth and to the soils. And I had never been in a community business before. And that's also been such an amazing thing, because I actually was saying, like, I want to come out of this just like healer-healy relationship and like do something that's more collaborative. So it was just kind of amazing. I realized like Purium was the answer to so many different prayers around a new way to work and be in relationship with work and with life and with money. And it's been an incredible growth journey for me. Honestly, I was really resistant the first year. I was really cynical. I was always questioning everything. I was like, I don't know. I have really high standards. I don't know if I can align with this. But it passed every one of my tests. And then I was like, okay, like I just saw the incredible gift that this is, both for people's health and wellness, and especially for creating families that can be together and creating income streams for people to really have a different life than what I grew up with, which was my parents gone working all day long and me home alone. And I swore that I didn't want that life. And so I became an entrepreneur. But, having a community business is actually even better. So it's been beautiful to be able to be a mentor for people, to be able to through me help hundreds of people because of my team, which I would never have been able to do that if it was just me seeing patients, right? So I've been able to have a much bigger impact, and then be able to help people on all of those levels of wealth, health, and community. So yeah, I love it.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. And I know you are a body worker and a healer, and I know you have lots of friends in that community. What happened, this past year when lots of people just were displaced out of work? It just almost overnight.
Yeah.
For yourself or your friends in the same field, and how was Purium, or this income stream, able to supplement the not being able to see clients or as many clients face to face?
Yeah, well, so we were pretty heavily impacted. Most of my clientele dropped off, and my husband's a professional photographer, event photographer, corporate and weddings, and all of that disappeared. And so all of a sudden it was just like, okay, Purium is the only path we have right now. And so I was able to be able to support us, to be able to say, okay, this is it. Like, this is how we have to grow this income stream right now. This is what we have. And so it was definitely impactful. COVID was definitely impactful. Some of my friends, people who are therapists, their practices increased a lot because everybody was going through major stress. But a lot of people who were doing one-on-one healing sessions, it really, really was impacted with the amount of time needed. If people continued to see people, the amount of time needed to clean and to, we just couldn't see as many people. And then it was like so much extra work to be able to clean the office and then get it ready for the next person, and like much less income for the amount of time that we were in offices. So yeah, this has been an incredible gift this past year.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. And, so you were talking about widening your reach more than you could, just help people one-on-one. We have a program called Widen Your Reach. Do you use that program in building your business? And was that program natural to you, or did it kind of push you to a growth edge to get out there and really get the message out to on your social?
Yeah, it pushes me to growth edges still, and I do it all the time. But I was never a computer social media person. I've always been like a hands-on, not so much on the screen. So there's been a lot of growth edges in this business, and it's beautiful and encourages me to really look at like why wouldn't I do that, and where can I be a contribution to people's lives, and and push those edges for growth and for sharing what we have. And so yeah, I've definitely been doing that every time, and it's been helpful. Like there's definitely people who reach out to me who I don't even know are watching me and say like, hey, I've been watching you and I'm really looking for something. And then I get to help someone who I had no idea, who was just an acquaintance, who I'm not even ever met in my life, but somehow they found me through social media. And so it's a real gift to be able to help people who are beyond my very small sphere.
Amazing, amazing. Well, talk a little bit about the support network here at Purium. And so someone may be saying, well, I'm not a healer. I'm not a body worker. How can I be successful at this business? I'm not into organics or farming, but I am passionate about helping people. So, talk a little bit about the support network, like how are you supported? And then as you grow in leadership, how do you pay that support forward?
Yeah, I mean, the community aspect of this is what makes it different than any other business. The kind of free coaching, like there's about to be a 6-week immersive course with Sarah Rhinelander, who's amazing. And that's free. And it's like people would pay hundreds of dollars for that. And wherever people are at, no matter what their history is, like most people are like not salespeople, first of all. And that's a really big edge. But even like to not know about nutrition and all of that, we have so much training and so many resources. And I'm a mentor. I was mentored, it's this like tradition of handing down it's like an oral tradition of mentoring and helping raise up people and support. And we also have all of these links and resources. So you don't have to answer questions. If you don't know the answer, you just find the link or ask someone, hey, is there a link, or is there we have a page where people can look at their specific health condition and read other people's stories. You don't have to be able to answer anything. And our community is all about supporting each other and rising together. And so I've received all of that so much from so many of the leaders and the guides in this community, including Amy and Dave, who are amazing. And I've been able to share that with people after having been mentored myself. And so we just echo it down the generations like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, as we wrap up here today, so a final question, and you kind of mentioned that you were sort of on the fence for a while, like it wasn't an easy yes for you, but if there's someone that's hearing about Purium for the first time, thinking about it, what would be some advice or words of wisdom after 3 years now that you would like to share with that person?
Well, one thing I'd say is, this has been vetted by lots of people with really high standards. And at some point I just was like, you know what? I just trust that everyone before me has asked these questions because I can see that people are of super high integrity. And so, we all have to find out for ourselves. But what I would say is lean in. I didn't lean in and it delayed my growth. Leaning into the community, leaning into the support, leaning into the resources. And it's so supportive and such a reciprocal, regenerative kind of relationship when we actually lean in. And especially right now, only for certain teams actually, but we have a lot of guidance. And yeah, that's my main thing is leaning in. If you're scared and on the fence, I think if I had leaned in more, then I would actually be further along than even where I am right now, rather than being in resistance. Like in that experiment of what's it like to step 2 feet into something and just be open to what happens and then trust it. Because it's been vetted, as I said, by a lot of people, and there's a lot we can trust here. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us here tonight, being a leader in the community, leaning in and paying these messages forward. We're so grateful for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you asking me to be here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. And
Yeah.
if anything that I've talked about tonight, if anything that Leah, and I just call you Leah Lauren. Is that
Most
okay?
people call me Leia,
Leah,
but
okay.
my family and my legal name are Lauren, and some of my professional, so it gets a little confusing because
Okay.
it's all good. You can call me anything you want.
Awesome. Well, if anything that Leah and I talked about here tonight has hit your heart and you are ready to join us, we are so ready for you. Please get back with that person who invited you onto this Zoom. They have a gift code for you, and go over to puriumenrollment.com, choose the pack that's right for you, get that complimentary enrollment pack. You're going to save $199 and get started today. Changing lives, your own, and impacting the lives of others in the areas of physical health and financial health at the very same time. So I want to thank everybody for being with us here tonight and wish you a healthy and safe weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope you do something special for yourself and treat yourself. Make sure you have some superfoods for yourself, because you got to nourish yourself first, because often as moms, we forget to do that. We're taking care of everyone else and forget to take care of ourselves. So I want to remind all the moms out there to do that. So thank you everyone for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.